Hi, you guys. All right. So I decided to go live today to talk about something that kind of baffled my mind. I heard something and then I was like, you know what? I should actually say something about this topic or the quote that I saw today because it was such a good quote, and I've really like dissected it and I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? This is something that I need to discuss because sometimes we can get things drilled into our head over and over and over again, and we think that it's the normal, and it's okay, right? I am real big on challenging the norm. All right. So if you know anything about me, then you know, hey Jonathan, you know that I always challenge the norm, and I want you to think outside of the box, aside from what everyone else tells you that you're supposed to be thinking. I feel like, let me turn, hold on. I had to turn my music down. I feel like when we grow up into school, we are trained and told what we should think, how we should think it, the things that we should be thinking. And as we grow up, we think that's how life is supposed to be. It's not until later down the line when we actually realize that life isn't supposed to be like that, right? It's how we discover things and how we experience things, and things kind of often change and they shift, right? So, with that being said, I saw something and it really hit home to me because I hear it all the time. Like, and I'll just say in reference to the military, right? When I was in the military, I heard this all. It started out with stay motivated, be motivated, make sure you're showing motivation. You can't if you're not doing something right. They're saying you're not motivated. So for me, I'm just like I was listening, and there's a good quote. I was also listening to Esther Hicks, Esther and Abraham Hicks. If you don't know who she is, amazing lady, and she was talking on her YouTube channel, and she made a reference, and I was like, you know what, that is so good. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So, the thing that I'm referring to is the thought process that motivation is not the best sometimes. And hang on, because I know you're probably like, what are you talking about? Like, motivation is what we're supposed to be, right? Motivation versus inspiration. So, for me, I would rather be inspired than motivated. And I'm going to explain to you why. The end goal of anything that we do is to find some kind of sheer satisfaction in something, right? I want to be satisfied in what I'm doing. If I have a goal, I want to hit that goal. That goal will satisfy me. It'll be enough to make me feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, right? I feel like when you have to be motivated to do something, you're being motivated because you don't really want to do it. All right. Like my coach says, I'm going to let that breathe. When you have to be motivated to do something, you really didn't want to do it in the first place. And I can reference back to school, and I can reference back to the army because that's what happened. When I was in school and I was falling asleep in class and I was so bored, and I'm like, you know what? This isn't good. And the teacher was like, no, you need to stay motivated. You need to stay driven. Da 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 da. What she was trying to say is, Rocky, you need to keep going because I know you don't want to do this. However, if you stay motivated, you will complete this task. You will finish this task. You will do it, right? When I'm motivated, I don't want to do it, right? So if you have to motivate me, then that means I am not making a decision to do it on my own. The next example, the army, the military. If you're in the military, you know you served, right? While we're running, stay motivated. False motivation. Pretend like you're motivated, and eventually you'll get motivated. No, it doesn't work like that, right? At the end of the day, I don't want to run. If you have to motivate me to run, I never wanted to run in the first place. All right. Now let's flip that back to inspiration. Inspiration. If I'm inspired to do something, then guess what? Inspired creates drive, and my drive makes me want to do it on my own, right? I don't have to be motivated to do it because I was inspired to do it. So when I quit my 9 to 5 job, it's been a whole month and a half now. It's almost been 2 months already. And I'm doing fantastic, by the way, for all the stalkers on my page for my job. But when I knew I didn't want a boss again, I was inspired, and that drove my motivation. But I drove my own motivation, right? Because I was already inspired. I was inspired to work by myself for myself because the goal was for me to be a millionaire. I ain't gonna be no millionaire, no 9 to 5 job. Sorry, ain't gonna happen. Okay. Some people do it based on their situation and their job. That's cool. For me, it ain't happening, right? I didn't want to be in control by somebody else who's making millions, and I'm just part of the little people. Okay. So because that inspired me, that was the reason for me to do it. Now, I did have to have motivation, but with that motivation plus that inspiration, it gave me the drive that I needed to do what I needed to do. And at the end, I'm satisfied. I have the satisfaction, right? So inspiration plus motivation equals satisfaction. Motivation by itself is nothing. in my eyes, right? And again, this is just my opinion. So I wanted to give you the difference between motivation and inspiration as defined by Webster. So Webster says motivation is the act or process of giving someone a reason to be doing something. Is somebody giving you a reason to be doing something, or are you doing something on your own? Thanks for commenting, you guys. If you're commenting and you're on Facebook and you're not registered, then you need to register or tell me what your name is because I can't see. All it says is Facebook user. But thank you. Hey, whoever say hi to me. So again, motivation is the act or process of giving someone a reason to be doing something. Okay, somebody else has to motivate you. Somebody else has to give you the drive. They have to give you a reason to do what you're doing. For me, I don't know if this is because I've been all around the world or because I have always been this driven person because I never wanted to work a 9 to 5. I don't want nobody to motivate me to do crap. I don't want nobody to have to give me a reason to do something. You should have your own reason as to how to do things. And it reminds me and it brings me back to the fact that, you are being told what to do 24/7. If you have not read the book by Neville Goddard called Outwitting the Devil, so good. The one thing that the devil says was that he controls people by the simple fact that we're robots. We don't think on our own. From the time we come from school, we don't think on our own. The teachers tell us what to think. The parents tell us what to think. They don't let us think on our own. They don't let us figure out problems on their own. They get so frustrated, they give us the answer. I found myself guilty of this, you guys. Super duper guilty of this, right? So when somebody has to motivate you, they are telling you once again a reason for why you have to do something. Right? So just think about that. The next one, inspiration. The definition of inspiration is something that makes someone want to do something or that gives someone an idea about what to do or create. Something that makes someone want to do something or gives someone an idea about what to create. So they kind of sound the same. The difference is if I'm doing it for myself or if somebody else has to do it for me. Okay? You have to motivate me to do something, right? I inspire myself to do something. Now, the only other thing that I will say when it comes to motivation is yes, sometimes I have to be motivated. I used to say all the time, I am not a self motivator. Kick me in my butt. Because, for example, I have to finish certain things in my business in order to complete the path. I have to do these interviews in order to enroll my new clients. Even though I don't want to, I have to either inspire myself to get it done or I have to have somebody else to motivate me. And that's why I have coaches, mentors, friends, colleagues, all these people because they motivate me. But once I get the inspiration to do it, that's it. I don't need nobody else to motivate me, right? So a couple things I want you to think of, and I didn't want to be on here long, and I'm not, is that number one, what motivates you? If you're motivating yourself, okay, what motivates you? What drives you? And when I mean motivation, I mean inspiration, okay? So the inspiration that I have, the motivation that I have, is it mine, or is it somebody else motivating me to do that? Right? You have to think about that. Number two, do you really want to do whatever it is that somebody else is trying to motivate you to do? Do you want to do it? Because if you really don't want to do it, guess what? You can say no. The art of saying no. It's so powerful, you guys. Once you start saying no to people, it's like the biggest inspiration ever. It's like, do you want to do this? No. I don't. Um, do you want to do it? Right? Please yourself, satisfy yourself. Do you want to do it? No, I don't want to do it. No, I don't. I don't. I don't. If you do want to do it, then you need to find the inspiration and the drive to do it yourself, or find that person that will motivate you because somebody else is motivating you, right? So think about if you want to do it. Think about what is it that inspires you to be able to do this thing because you really, really want it. The third thing I'm going to say, and we hear it all the time, especially in business, is your why enough? Okay. Everyone talks about our why. Everyone speaks about our why. Why? Your why has to be why enough to da 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 da. Okay, my why is this. All right, but if your why isn't making you get off your ass to do the things that you need to do, then your why isn't big enough. You need a bigger why. I hear this all the freaking time. Hey, Joy. I hear this all the time, you guys. I want to make my Instagram account grow and I want to grow my followers and grow my business and this, that, and the third. Okay, what is your why? My why is because I want to leave my 9 to 5 job. I hear that all the time. I want to leave my 9 to 5. I want to leave my 9 to 5 like you did. Great. These are the things you need to do. A, B, C, and D. Then they get into it and they're like, oh, Rocky, it's so much work. What did you think it was going to be? Did you think it was going to be easy? Because it wasn't easy for me. It took me 8 years. Did you think it was going to be easy? It took me some savings. It took me a lot of things to do. It took me a lot of things to, hey, Brianka, it took me a lot of things to let go of, right? So with you saying you want this success and you want to be where I'm at right now and be a full-time entrepreneur and I'm living my best life. You know, I got a microphone. I got to sing a little bit. Y'all know I love my karaoke. But you're saying you want this, but then when it comes to the work, you don't want it no more. So guess what? Rocky, I'm going to motivate you a little bit, but when it gets to the point where I want it more than you want it, guess what? The motivation stops. Then you have to find the inspiration to inspire yourself to do it so that you can get the satisfaction. I should be a preacher. Motivation, inspiration leads to satisfaction, but nobody else can do it for you. So in this, with me saying all these things that you have to do, they tell me their why, and I sometimes have to remind them. I'm going to bring karaoke back, girl. I'm going to bring it back. I don't know when. I sometimes have to remind them, what was your why? You said your why was this. So if you said your why was this, is that a big enough why? My why for leaving my job is because it was toxic. It was toxic. It was making me sick. It was making me nauseous. I was having panic attacks. I wasn't sleeping at night. I wanted to freaking kill people at my job. And I'm not even a homicidal type of person, but I just was not, like, I needed to go. It was just that bad. That was motivation and why enough for me to leave. And guess what? I made a plan and I left. So if you can think of these little baby whys, you need to come up with a much bigger why. Your why can even be life or death. If I don't leave, either, I don't want to threaten nobody because, Facebook, you know how they do. But if I don't leave, something going to happen. If I don't leave, I'm going to get fired. I'm going to get fired and my kids won't have nothing to eat. So I'm going to leave on my terms, right? That was my why. I'm going to leave on my terms. I'm going to do things that I want to do the way that I want to do them. All right. So I'm going to say for the third thing, stop with these little teeny weeny baby whys. All right. What's your why? What's your big why? So yeah, I just wanted to inspire you guys. And again, motivation by itself as somebody motivating you to do it, check yourself and see if you even wanted to do it. If you're inspired to do it, then use your motivation, because your motivation plus your inspiration leads to your satisfaction. So hopefully that resonates with you guys. And if this did resonate, make sure you give it a share, comment. Let me know what inspires you, what motivates you, what makes you go. Okay. Ooh. Let me rewind it back. What do you do when you don't want to do something? That's what I want to know. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I have this one little thing that I cannot motivate myself to do, and that's work out. I can't work out. I'm not being forced anymore. I'm not in the army no more. I don't have to work out anymore. I can just sit around and freaking drink my soda and my water and, watch TV all day, sit in my computer all day. And I'm going to tell y'all the other day, I threw my back out. It's been 2 weeks now. It's just starting to feel better. I threw my back out because I started to work out on my Oculus, my 3D, my VR set. I worked out on my VR set and my doctor even said, well, you've been doing nothing. You've been sitting there texting, freaking chopping it up, computer, Clubhouse, and whatever you've been doing, and your butt ain't been getting up working out. And so now you want to work out all of a sudden, and you ain't been working out in years. Like, what do you think your back was going to do? I was like, oh, my doctor's right. So yeah, what do you do to inspire you to that point? Now, my why is why enough, because I want to be healthy, but apparently it's not big enough for me to just, now I did have a stroke, by the way. If you guys didn't know, I had a stroke 2 days before my birthday. That was my why at the time. I went completely vegan. Once I started feeling better, and I've been better ever since, I went right backwards to the things I ain't supposed to be doing and the things I ain't supposed to be eating, right? You would think my why is why enough, but it still ain't, because I'm still doing stuff I'm not supposed to do. So I need to find a why that's why enough. So what is it that motivates you, inspires you? Where are you going? Where's the drive? And I'm going to challenge you guys. Challenge with the ing. I'm going to challenge you to say no to some things. If you're being asked to do something, or even if you have it on your to-do list, like I have this big old dry erase board, you guys, with lots of things on it. If you don't want to do it, say no to yourself. If someone asks you to do something that's going to make you step aside from your goal, say no. It's all right. They're going to be okay. They might be upset for a little bit. They're going to be okay. And most importantly, don't put something or someone above yourself and your own goals. Don't help somebody get to their goals without you going to reach for your goals. All right. Don't do that. Don't. All right. So just want to put that out there. Quick live. Hope this motivates you. I see what I did there. Love you guys. Have a blessed and wonderful night. Make sure you share, comment. Let me know what motivates you, inspires you, and what your why is, and is your why big enough? All those questions. Answer all those questions in the comment section. So talk to you guys later.